A warm Saturday afternoon at Baltimore's Pimlico racecourse. The temperature is 86 degrees, and a crowd perhaps in excess of 120,000 is awaiting the 129th running of the Preakness Stakes. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Costas. Included in today's field of 10 are contenders like Lionheart and Imperialism, who ran second and third in the Kentucky Derby, plus well-regarded newcomers Eddington and Rock Hard 10, who weren't in the Derby field. But in the build-up to this Preakness, they all play supporting roles to racing's current marquee star, Smarty Jones. Philadelphia's favorite is now the people's choice overall, and what a choice, currently being held at 2-5. Now, racing experts see potential greatness in Smarty Jones, and the public fascination with this horse has been building over the past 2 weeks, ever since he ran his record to a perfect 7 wins in 7 starts at the Derby.
The strongest storm yet.
Are we getting some vicious weather now?
Winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour.
There is a flash flood warning.
Storm rolls across Churchill Downs.
Bolts of lightning here and there around the area.
Be advised, line of storm going right through the Louisville area now.
Brace yourselves.
There's a real mess on the track right now. Thunder is rolling through Churchill Downs.
Smarty Jones is all out, and those two deadlocked at the airport. And here is the first undefeated winner of the Kentucky Derby since Seattle Slow in 1977. Smarty Jones has done it. What a moment this must be. And put it in the bank in a big way. A $5 million bonus. I don't believe it.
Philadelphia has been forever identified with the underdog, maybe because they feel like as a city they've always been the underdog. This horse, Smarty Jones, he's really the ultimate Philadelphia story. He's Rocky. To have this horse get to the Derby was an astonishing story. Like 20 years of losing was just lifted off this city. I think people really identify with Smarty Jones because of that.
Smarty Jones is the greatest horse in the history of Philadelphia.
You would think like he was like the McNabb of horse races or something.
He's a filly horse, native filly horse. Whoever expected him to win?
Welcome to Philadelphia Park for this Monday, May the 3rd. Future windows are open. Let us now review the changes on this afternoon's 10-race card.
I think I'm still dreaming. You know, every morning I wake up, I think about that. I think, geez, I mean, I won the Kentucky Derby.
I think it's great they did that.
To come back here and see the reception kind of caught me by surprise, because I can't tell you how many times I heard that horse is from Philadelphia. He can't be that good. He's made believers out of everybody. I got marks all up and down my side where I've been pinching myself just to make sure that I'm still awake. You know, this isn't a dream.
Today, the dreams of a city look 2 hours south to Baltimore, to Pimlico, the Preakness Stakes, the second stop on the journey to immortality. Only one still has a chance. A chance to write another chapter in this Philadelphia story. Racecourse in Baltimore, where, yes, it's another Smarty party. It's Preakness Day, Maryland's day to shine, with crab cakes and other Chesapeake Bay delicacies vying for attention with glamorous outfits. The rowdy infield party is well underway. No puddles to frolic in like 2 weeks ago, at least not yet. And at Philadelphia Park, here's a live shot from the second floor. The Philly faithful have turned out to watch and wager on their newest sports hero.
Here at Pimlico, where racing has been held since 1870, the crowd is well over 100,000, likely the largest to ever witness a sporting event in the state of Maryland. They're here to see the newest star in the American sports galaxy continue his quest to become the first Visa Triple Crown winner in 26 years. And a short time ago, Smarty Jones owners Pat and Chappie Chapman arriving here at Pimlico for the big day. Chappie, who has emphysema, confined to a wheelchair, getting the ride in the golf carts, and all things are go for Smarty at the Preakness. Preakness Day in Baltimore is a hot one. The temperature has been in the 80s all week long leading up to this day. 86 degrees as post time approaches. There is a chance that there might be some thunderstorms later in the afternoon, about race time as a matter of fact. But right now, the track is fast. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Hammond, and welcome to Old Hilltop, Pimlico, and the 2004 Preakness Stakes. It's a day filled with anticipation as Smarty Jones attempts to keep his perfect record intact. The little horse from the wrong side of the tracks, 7 for 7. He could join some elite company today. In history, only 2 horses, Seattle Slew and Majestic Prince, have won the Derby and Preakness while undefeated. But to win today, Smarty will have to face rivals from the Derby, including Lionheart and Imperialism, who finished 2nd and 3rd, plus 2 new horses, Rock Hard 10 and Eddington, excluded from the Derby for lack of graded earnings, but talented and ready for a shot at Smarty Jones. 10 go to the post. The betting opened yesterday. You see the current odds, including Smarty Jones, the heavy favorite, at 2 to 5. Imperialism, the second choice, at 6 to 1. And joined now by Charles C. Caddy. And Charles C., the lives of the Chapmans, of John Service and Stuart Elliott changed forever when he crossed the finish line at Churchill Downs 2 weeks ago. And when he returned to Philadelphia Park, his home base, 5,000 people turned out to see him gallop. But gallop there is the operative word, because he has not had a breeze, a timed workout, since the Derby. Is that unusual?
Well, for most horses, maybe. But for Smarty Jones, believe me, he gets enough out of his morning workouts. His actual breezes are pretty sporadic. He's only had 3 published workouts since he made his seasonal debut in February. But if you watch him gallop in the mornings, believe me, he is so tough. He's got a 160-pound exercise boy, Peter Van Trump, there. You see him, and he's got him straight as a string. Look at him. He really gallops right along what we call a 2-minute lick, which is faster than an open gallop. So that kind of takes the place of his workouts.
You can see him there, his neck bowed, ready to go. Will he be hard to handle in this race today because he's so full of energy?
Well, John Service takes him with the pony most mornings and kind of contains him, and he said he wanted to have him fighting mad. He wanted him to have a big head of steam. The risk is he might be a little too strong going into the first turn, and he'll be chasing Lionheart and Sir Shackleton, who are the big speed. They want him to relax and sit off him just like he did in the Kentucky Derby. Well,
as we said, it's a mix of new faces and old rivals that Smarty will face today, and for all of that, let's go to Mike Battaglia and Bob Newmeyer.
Well, thanks, Tom. It's a daunting task to win this Triple Crown. 3 races, 5 short weeks, 3 different racetracks. You got to be good, and you got to be lucky. And to be lucky is to be healthy in this game. And the Cliff's Edge, not so fortunate.
Yeah, one of the horses that didn't make it, the Cliff's Edge. This is a horse that was peaking at just the right time. I mean, he wins the Bluegrass impressively. He looks to be a major factor in the Triple Crown races. And then a few strides out of the gate in the Kentucky Derby, something happens that not only kills his chances to win the Derby, it also knocks him out of this race this afternoon, the Preakness. If you take a look at the highlighted area there, the Cliff's Edge, his left front, you can see that this is right out of the gate. His shoe is already hanging off the side of his foot. He takes about 4 more strides. See the shoe still hanging there, hitting very erratically. Again, another stride. Now we're going to go forward a couple of frames. This is very hard to see, but watch the shoe. It finally falls off. Look in between the horse's legs in front of him, and you'll see the shoe just shoots off to his left. He's without a left front shoe already. I talked to Nick Zito about this. He said after this happened, the horse started favoring his right front. He wound up losing his right front shoe also. Now, without his 2 front shoes, he had no chance in the slop at Churchill Downs. So he not only lost all chance of winning there, he bruises his right foot. He gets knocked out of the Preakness here this afternoon. So we got the Cliff's Edge here today.
Well, if you want to win the Preakness, history tells us you got to run in the Derby. For the last 18 years, only 1 new face has won this race, not running in the Derby. And we have a couple of excellent new faces this year, including Rock Hard 10, who really had buzzard's luck in the Santa Anita Derby. He was 2nd, he was disqualified to 3rd. That 60 grand in purse money cost him a shot in the Kentucky Derby. And Eddington had lousy luck as well. In the Wood Memorial at New York at the Big A, That's him second from the rail, and he's going to duck in here and challenge Master David on the rail. Now, Tablett's going to come zooming in the outside to win the race. Whoever finished second here would have made the Derby by purse earnings. Master David on the inside, Eddington just one from the rail. And in this nose photograph, Master David beat Eddington for place money. That knocked Eddington out of the top 20 as well as Rock Hard 10. They're both excellent horses. They both deserve to be here.
And we got 3 more new shooters too. We got Little Math Man, who's a late runner. We got Water Cannon, the Maryland Hope. This is a horse that's won 5 races in a row. Remember Magic Wisner? He came flying to get second at a big price. And we've got the Derby trial winner, Sir Shackleton, from the barn of Nick Zito. He lost the Cliff's Edge. He's got Sir Shackleton here this afternoon.
But history tells us if you're a new shooter, you're up against it in the Preakness. Let's go to Donna.
With his natural speed, Lionheart has the ability to affect the complexion of the Preakness more than any other horse in the race. And by trainer Patrick Biancone's own choosing, he's chosen the #1 post position. There's an old racing adage here in Maryland that says, at Pimlico, speed in the rail always has an advantage, but there's a lot of modern day handicappers who say it's just no longer the case, and in fact, some people say it never was. I called on Chris McCarron. He's a former jockey, a Hall of Fame rider who dominated racing here in the mid-70s. He won 6 Triple Crown races, including 2 Preaknesses. And Chris, I would love to hear your opinion. Is speed in the rail an advantage to Pimlico?
It certainly can be. If you're the best horse, it's the shortest way home, and if you can get the lead and get to the fence, shortest way home, you have a big advantage. But Lionheart has a habit of running away from the rail a little bit. He likes to drift out as he runs, and I've noticed that Mike Smith, who's riding him, doesn't necessarily fight him. He likes to let him race out off the fence a little bit, so he may not get the shortest way home. But I think it's a misconception that Pimlico is a speed bias racetrack. I won a lot of races back here from 1974 to 1978 by taking horses back and making a late run. When I moved to California, I had to adjust my style and learn how to be a speed rider. I think it's a very unbiased racetrack.
How do you think Pimlico managed to earn this reputation?
That's a good question. Probably from the gamblers.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of misconceptions come from the gamblers. We go to Kenny Rice. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Donna. And why would a guy bring a horse here who is coming off a 10th place finish in the Kentucky Derby, 16 1/4 lengths behind Smarty Jones, his worst career showing in 8 starts? Well, trainer Bo Greeley is not giving up on Borrego, that 10th place Derby horse. He said he's overlooking the Derby, and instead right now he has been reviewing the Arkansas Derby, where Borrego was a closing second, just a length and a half behind Smarty Jones. I talked with Greeley this morning. He said 2 other factors played in there. Borrego generally is a horse that does not like to train, but on the Monday after the Derby, when he took him out for a routine jog, he almost broke into a full gallop. And then this past Monday at Churchill Downs, in his final big tune-up for this race, he had what Greeley said might have been the best workout of his career. But Greeley also said, and these are his words, by the end of this day, I could either look like a genius or an idiot. He certainly isn't bucking history here, though. In the last 18 years, 3 horses have finished 10th or worse in the Kentucky Derby: Snow Chief, Hansel, and most recently Louis Quatorze. And then 2 weeks later, they were able to turn it around and come in here and win the Preakness. And Greeley also said he thinks he has one other thing in his favor. He was out on the track this morning. He thinks the track is a little deeper than it usually is on Preakness Day. So he thinks that it sets up a lot better today for a closer than some of the speed horses in this race. Tom?
All right, Kenny. Meanwhile, here's the horse they're all trying to beat. It's Smarty Jones, very calm a few moments ago, awaiting his call for the Preakness, second jewel in the Visa Triple Crown.